A Florida school system has effectively banned students from using nicknames. In an effort to target transgender youth, the Orange County Public School System has released guidelines on student pronouns and restroom rules that are not only vague, but incredibly harsh. So now the OCPS is the 8th largest school district in the nation and the 4th largest in Florida. It serves over 200,000 students across 210 schools. And so this has, these rules are impacting a lot of kids. Now, under the guidance published on August 7th, teachers at schools in Orange County must use pronouns and titles that correspond to biological sex at birth, and parents must fill out a form to let teachers know of any deviation from their child's legal name, even a simple nickname. So basically, if your student is named Robert, they would need permission from their parents to go by Rob, or in this case, if your name is Ronald, like Ronald DeSantis, Ronald Dion DeSantis, well, then you would, have to get permission from Ronald's parents in order to call him Ron. That's how bizarre this has come. Okay, this has gotten. All right, this is just insane. So look at that. Completely stupid, arbitrary rules, but ones put in place to target trans people. Because, of course, trans children specifically. Now, the guidance also states that parents of trans children may authorize teachers to refer to their child by their chosen name. Oh, how nice. But that the teachers would not be obligated to use the correct pronouns. Because, of course. Why are they so afraid of pronouns? I never quite understood that. There's more. Under the new rules, trans students, when it comes to bathrooms, will be treated separate but equal. They will be provided with single stall restrooms and changing facilities, but will be banned from group facilities that do not align with their sex assigned at birth. Any transgender student caught using a bathroom or change of facility aligned with their gender will be penalized, along with any visitor, including parents, who enter such a facility and refuses to leave when being asked, risks being prosecuted for the criminal offense of trespassing and could face fines of up to $10,000. So, yes, the result of this, of course, is that transgender people will be treated as the other. They're being separated from their peers, being forced into special restrooms and changing areas. Look, you don't have to be an expert to see how this could be psychologically damaging to youth, to the students, and obviously lead to bullying, othering by other students. But that's the point. Understand, that's exactly what the people making these rules want to happen. By separating transgender children out from others, they're essentially saying that these trans kids were separated because they're a threat to your kids. They're a threat to other children. By simply being and existing in the same space as other children, they're contaminating them by existing. And of course, the way that they enforce these, again, very hateful, very bigoted rules against transgender children, they do so in a ham-handed, comical way because it's so ridiculous that you end up needing your parents' permission to use a nickname. It's incredibly stupid. And of course, at the root of it all is an undeniable bigotry against trans-identifying children, treating them as if, of course, they are not human, as if they've got some sort of sickness to be avoided, but because they can't legally be excluded from public schools at this point, since they have to be there, okay, well, we're just going to separate them out. And not only are we going to separate them, but we're going to make sure to go out of our way to make their school experience as miserable as possible. That's what's going on here. And this, of course, is among the flood of other laws that have been targeting trans people and other marginalized groups, including many limiting discussions of gender, sexuality, and diversity in U.S. schools. And again, the reason is they don't want people to, trans people, their existence to be normalized. And look, the reason that we want to normalize trans youth is not so that, oh, you can spread it to others and we can trans all the kids. No, it doesn't work that way. You don't get trans by knowing a trans person. You don't get trans by reading a book about trans people. No, again, it's not a social contagion. It's not a viral contagion. No, it's people being people and realizing who they are. Look, at the end of the day, we should all want to help people be comfortable in their own skin, right? And to be themselves without fear and judgment. Now, the people that are passing these laws, though, they want children, trans children, to be afraid. And they want other children to be afraid of them and judge them incredibly harshly. And the end result, of course, is to eliminate them from society, either by having them, unfortunately, unalive themselves, as trans children have trans teens especially have a very high rate of suicidal ideation, or to basically shove them back into the closet, have them pretend. And again, that also increases the risk of mental health issues, including suicidal ideation. So depression, anxiety, etc. And so, look, at the end of the day, it's not how it works. Trans people have always existed. They always will exist, no matter how much you try to criminalize them, no matter how much you try to basically push them out of society and criminalize them. It's my hope that people see, as people see these laws continue to get dumber and dumber and more arbitrary, that they start to push back and say, enough is enough. And just finally send messages to their legislators simply saying, leave trans kids alone.